You're listening to The Bright Idea.
Yo, welcome to Season 1, Episode 5. I'm Robert Dickens Jr., and this is The Bright Idea. It's concepts and consciousness for your creative life. Now let's jump into this new episode, Episode 5, entitled Star.
Everybody is a star. Everybody wants to shine.
Earth's night sky showcases the beauties of outer space. Chiefly amongst these are the celestial beams we call stars. Their light has long been a source of wonder and amazement, and for some, even a sense of personal direction. But in this episode, I like to consider the inspiration we might glean from the stellar evolution that brings stars into being. Now, any star is generally known for its luminescent quality. But before entering its shining main sequence, it exists as formless clouds of gas and dust. In this very unrecognizable early stage called nebulae, gaseous elements emit a small glow. But this lesser light pales in comparison to the brilliance a star will eventually be characterized by. Now, as gravity pulls more of these same elements together, they are forced into this heated, pressurized process called fusion. This gives birth to the stars that we all know. Now, I know you might be thinking, what in the Mrs. Frazzle's Magic School Bus is going on right now? Like, why is this man giving me this 6th grade science lesson? Well, to me, as simple as it is, it's a great metaphor for how our creativity comes to fruition. Because for most of us, we're imagining these shining moments that we're living to experience, right? But even in that vision of seeing what that is, we don't necessarily see or a lot of times take into account the early stages and how those will inform our trajectory and our creative journey. You know, we can use things like vision boards to help us picture our future selves, but even with these examples, we don't necessarily know how they will happen and when they will happen. Because before we become or achieve this aspiration that we have creatively, you know, our potential is largely unnoticeable. You know, like a star's early stage, our creativity begins in a formless stage where it's a collection of abilities and skills, you know, many of which we don't know exactly how we're going to use or whether they're actually useful to anyone outside of ourselves. And this phase can be particularly difficult because it seems shrouded by chaotic elements like challenge, failure, and hard lessons. And from our point of view, these things just seem, you know, useless and independent of reason. But the gravity of life has a way of fusing what seems random into something radiant. You know, with patience, our fragmented beginnings are able to serve and inform our eventual evolution. This North Star revelation provides a much needed rescue when we've yet to see things culminate in practical ways we imagine. And though we may not see the reason, there's always a rhyme. Because these disparate elements only add to the uniqueness of our creative story. And if we're brave enough to move through these pioneering stages and endure the pressures of fusion, the starry light of our future will cast a different look on our past. Now let's take a moment to pause for clear consciousness and creative space. 1. What shining moments have you imagined? 2. What elements do you recognize in your early stages? 3. How might these elements make your story unique? Yo, I hope you enjoyed Season 1, Episode 5. Look, if you did, like, comment, subscribe, share it with a friend, or let's start a conversation online about your creative life at Robert Dickens Jr. on YouTube, Instagram, or Threads.